Elio guys, and welcome back. Hopefully everyone's doing well out there, and today we have some interesting news, hopefully. So it is the schedule maintenance notes here for October 26th, and let's see what's going on here. So right off the bat, we're starting with a new baby girl. I believe her name, according to Google, is Laelaps? I believe it's Laelaps. I just forgot. I literally looked it up before I did this video. But yeah, she's called Laelaps. If the name is wrong, hey, welcome to MSL. Hopefully you're here for a good ride because, well, I slaughter all types of names, but we don't talk about that. Anyways, new Nat 5, we do have all versions of her: Fire, Water, Wood, Light, and Dark. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that lovely review. And she kind of reminds me of, what is it, Blue Archive. I mean, just because she has a gun, but waifu with a gun. But I'm interested in seeing her skill animations here. And she's going to be part of the Heroes Festival, which I honestly at this point in time would wish they would just scrap, not necessarily Heroes Festival, but literally take 4 of the astromon or even 3 of the astromon out of Heroes Festival and just make another festival. I mean, I know that there's Heroes Festival and there's Clan Festival, but how difficult would it be if you just like made 2 separate Hero Festival banners and not just combine everything in one? But hey, that makes too much sense. And then we also have the other guy who's been on the lovely background when you first start the screen up, or the splash screen of the game, and his name is Yeonoh. I think it's Yeonoh, but once again probably slaughtering that one as well. But we do have all versions of him too, and I do believe he's the Capture Festival Mon. Yeah. So it says right here, the RGB can be captured in a 5-star capture festival when it appears as an exotic astromon. There's going to be a Prima festival for him as well, and of course he'll be added to the Astro Guide too. So we have some interesting stuff coming up here for sure. In terms of designs, I think both of them look pretty cool, but I'm more interested in seeing their actual animation in game, because pictures make anything look great, but once you see it move in 3D like Pokemon, some of them, man, just hit different. And oh, we have a new skill, 2 new skills. So the first new skill, it's a 5-star skill, of course, called Keen. Increases critical hit rate and critical hit damage for allied astromon. I think they hinted towards that like maybe last month. And Keen is used by Yeonoh, once again slaughtering his name, and is applied to all astromon participating in region defense and dimension defense together. So is that just confirming that this works? So it does boost up crit rate and crit damage, so it's probably going to be weaker than, what is it, crit rate up, which is what I think one of the Hohenheims use, but you do have that additional crit damage. So I'm interested to see how much this could maybe change things. We'll have to see, but it is a buff that has to be applied, so things could change, things cannot change. But more than likely, at least for Dimension Defense, I could definitely see some improvements going on with that. But we'll have to see, because everything looks good on paper, but in reality, it could be absolute doo-doo. Then the next skill over here is called Guard. I know, very, very creative. 70% of the damage received by an astromon granted with the Guard status shares damage with the Guard caster. 60% damage reduction is applied to the Guard skill caster from the amount of damage received. Grants guard status to allies excluding self for 2 turns. While guard status is active, 7% of the damage received from enemies is okay. The way that they had worded it right there at the bottom made no sense to me, but this sounds like your traditional kind of like tank buff in like a game. Maybe like an MMO or whatever, if I'm reading this correctly. So whatever astromon that is applying guard is going to apply it to the squad, not themselves. And if X enemy hits your the other astromon on your squad, the person that, or the astromon that casted guard in the first place, is going to take some of that damage to just kind of mitigate that off. That will be interesting to see how that works out for sure. And then we also have this adjusted astromons list in the Heroes Festival. So Laelaps is being added and Sanzing is being taken out. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Sanzing, don't get it twisted here, but honestly, Hohenheim should be the one to go. That's all I literally summoned. And like I said before, why not just separate this into 2 separate banners? Maybe have the old school astromon from the Heroes Festival and introduce in the new ones. And once we get more astromon added into the game, simply kind of balance those out. But instead, we're just missing out on Sanzing, who can now be obtained through Egg Summoning, Prima Festival, and Clan Festival. And we're getting Laelaps. So we'll have to see how that works out, but I don't know. I feel like Heroes Festival deserves a tweak, and like a selection. I'm not even saying guaranteeing it, but we should have like a top 3 selection of Heroes Fest Astromon that could somehow, I don't know, change the RNG by 0.1%. Like, because it's just lunacy to me that no matter how much you spend on Heroes Festival, and yes, we get a whole bunch of eggs, at least for my luck, it seems to be the same damn Astromon. But this is just one man's TED Talk here. The 5-star Capture Festival can be catched on the 5-star Capture Festival or the 5-star Astromon. Event details can be checked through the Capture Festival section below. Skill Astro Guide is being implemented as well. That's useful, but we do have the lovely look up the skills on the Discord if you're curious about that. And it may be easier to look it up on a Discord, so join that if you guys haven't already. There's also different websites online to look this stuff up too. I think it's a good thing. It's positive, especially if you don't want to use those resources like Discord and social media and all that stuff. Totally understand. But yeah, I mean, it's not a downside. It's just another menu that you have to go into if you're curious about maybe trying to build a team at the same time. It's like, I'm not sure if I can remember all of that. There's also the filter in the Astro Guide. Now, this is a game changer, dude. Absolute game changer. This should have been in the game probably within the first 6 months, but hey, it happened. It only took like, what, 7 years? It's here. I'm stoked for that, because no matter how many times I be scrolling through some freaking Astromon, I always forget like the 4 or 3 star that I'm looking for specifically, and it turns out that Astromon was at the top of the list and not at the bottom. But hey, I'm down with that. Seasonal event, Halloween theme of October. Shinobi's coming over here with exclusive trinket chance up. Halloween packs. You guys know my thoughts about Halloween packs or packs in general. If you're going to purchase something in the game, purchase something that you know that you're guaranteed to get, not something that you're gambling on. That's just my 2 cents. And then exclusive packs for the festival here. Dark and Light Chloe's back. Light and Dark and New, which, I mean, if you want to skip through that, I guess that's okay, but I honestly just wouldn't buy these guys unless you're like really a super big Anu fan and you literally just started the game, and even then your money would probably be spent elsewhere, and yes, it's not going to be on Chloe. But we do have some actual information over here in terms of the seasonal event for Yeonoh's Capture Festival, which is the first 5-star Capture Festival Astromon in the history of MSL, so this should be important, but let's see how they decide to execute this. So encounter rate will increase when capturing rare, super rare, exotic, legendary Astromon during the event period. Why would we catch other exotic Astromon if he's the only exotic? So basically, in order to increase your probability of capturing this Astromon, you need to capture some rares, super rares, and legendaries, okay? Variant 5-star Astromon can be encountered by a very low percentage. That's nothing new. That's happened with all the freaking variant Astromon in the game. And there are 3 chances to capture the 5-star Astromon using a special Astro chip. The 5-star Astromon will run away when the capture fails 3 times and can be encountered again on another stage. The catch rate increases with each failure, and the rate does not reset even if the capture fails. Only one 5-star Astromon among the fire, water, and wood elements can be captured during the event period. So is it saying we can only get one of the RGB or one of each? I would say only one 5-star Astromon among the fire, wood, and water elements can be captured. That to me sounds like we can only get one. I could be wrong, maybe it's one of each element, but it says only one 5-star Astromon among. So one, which is a bit bizarre. I'm not saying that they should be giving out 5-star Astromon, but why make the Capture Festival in the first place if we're limited to 1 out of 3 elements? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice notion, and it kind of gives a little bit more action towards farming the story and getting a benefit from the story, at least for, you know, not only just dragon sigils and stuff like that, but, you know, just getting something new and fresh going on. But I'm not sure. To me, that sounds a little bit weird, but I mean, we'll have to see how it goes. I'm trying to keep an open mind here. It just depends on how they decide to do this. Mirrors coming back too. Great mod for the Apophis. So if you're missing out on your mirrors, I think water mirror is pretty useful. Dark one was a scam, and I think I pretty much used the water one, especially with that. I think he has like a crit damage lead too, so happy to have that bad freaking mouse boy back. Mirror package. Gemini Capture Festival, is that happening at the same time? It says it starts from the 19th to the 3rd. Okay, so October 26th to November 7th. Okay, nah, we're good. We are definitely good. Super Festival 4 news coming up. They added 16 new types of emojis, changed the app icon, and changed the puzzle image to Laelaps and Yeonoh versus what we have here, and some couple of fixes, and we're getting this lovely compensation of variant Mihos, which we can capture at any time, and we also get 300 gold if you end up buying the Miho package. So whoever bought the Miho package, I'm not sure why you would do that when you can capture all of 3 of these baby girls for free, but that is it, you guys. So I'm definitely excited for the 2 Nat 5s. I'm curious to see how this capture festival is going to go, because it sounds like it could be a good idea, but it all depends on execution. But yeah, feel free to leave in the comments below about what you guys think about this. Hopefully you guys are excited. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, so we can check out the new skills and the 2 new Nat 5s. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.